Okay, now we will prepare all the Firebase project. Okay, we've just created a project in Flutterflow, which will act more as the front end, we could call, like the part that the user will interact with, but we need some sort of backend or place where to store the images or the database or basically that, or some more complicated logic that cannot be processed in the Flutterflow. And for that, we will use a tool called Firebase, which is like the most, it's like the one that Flutterflow by default suggests you to use. So, because they are kind of better integrated with this one. So I would, if you have no other, like a better reason, I would recommend you to follow with the guides and use this tool as the backend. To enter, you have to go to firebase.google.com. Okay, you put here firebase.google.com, and you should be able to log in with the you should be able to log in with your Gmail account. If you don't have any Gmail account, then you'll have to create a Gmail account, and you just have to, well, the login process is extremely easy, and you should see something like this once you've logged in and you hear your the Gmail that you used, and then you have to click here to go to console. Sorry, this is in Spanish. It's my native tongue. Now it's in English. Okay, and here click on go to console. And you'll go to somewhere like this, but you will not see these two boxes. The system is similar. In Flutterflow we had projects, and here we also have projects. Okay, and so these are the boxes, and of course one project in Flutterflow will be connected with one project in Firebase. That's the usual scenario. You could create one project in Firebase that connects with many projects in Flutterflow. Yeah, why not? Why not? Could be. But on this course, we will only use one-to-one. Okay, one project in Flutterflow, it's connected with one project in Firebase. Then let's start. We will now create our first project in Firebase. How? So 1 second, this is still in Spanish. Let me translate. Give me a second. Okay, now I apologize. We click here in add a project, and we start with the name. Okay, we have to give a name to our project. I will put Tinder. I cannot put underscore, middle score yes, Udemy English. Okay, Tinder Udemy. This is the name that I will use. If you put exact same name, take into account that below you will get something different. But that's because the names of projects must be unique in all the Google Cloud Platform. Therefore, if you put exactly the same that I'm putting here, you will see here something like, okay, they make you an identifier that is different. So remember this, because when we are putting, when I'm getting the project ID, this is the project name, and this is the project ID. The name can be repeated, the project ID cannot be repeated, okay? So please remember this, because otherwise you might get into trouble putting the wrong project ID and all of that. If you follow the videos and you do it exactly the same way I'm doing it, remember that your ID will be different than mine. But the name, if you put the same, will be the same, okay? So we click in continue, and I'm asked if I want to enable analytics. Yes, why not? Continue. And now I have to select an account to which I want to link this, the billing for this, because yes, there is billing. This is not free. Well, it's free at the beginning, right? It's free at the beginning, and if you don't and you have some sort of free daily usage, which is quite high, and for this project that we're doing will be enough Therefore, you will not be charged. But if you are using it for in a professional environment, or your project starts working really well and you get many clients and many usage, then you will be billed, ¿vale? Per usage. The pricing is somewhere over in the platform. I cannot go into that now, but you should check on Google which is the pricing for each resource. And I can tell you it's not a big amount. For example, in my company, I'm paying between 200 and 400 euros, but we have a lot of usage. Like we have heavy usage. I don't know, you should check. But for the course and the exercise, remember that will be free. Okay? Then we click in create project, and this might take a few minutes, so I will pause the video. Right? It is now finished. When it's finished, you will see something like this. And then if you click on continue, now I am in this project. If you have several projects, you can change here. Right? You will see all your different projects, and clicking here, you can change to each one of them. Okay, so now what we will do is enable all the services that this platform offers us. If you click here on the left on build, you will see all these options: authentication, Firestore database, storage, hosting functions, blah, blah, blah. This platform is huge. Like you have like many services that I'm not going to cover because it's not the purpose of the course. But the ones that we will use are the authentication, which is a service that allows us to let Firebase use their tools to authenticate users, emails, passwords, recover password emails, and all of that. That, believe me, it's not easy to develop by yourself. It's not easy, and it's very convenient to rely on this platform, especially if you are not an expert on this on programming or you have not experience in this. So we will enable the authentication. We click on get started. You have to do this, you have to enable it. And here I'm asked which methods I want to use for the Firebase authentication. We will use email password for sure, which is the traditional, okay, the email password, you know. And email link passwords, let's sign in. No, this is not necessary. We click save, and now you see that we have this provider available, email passwords. Okay, it's enabled. I will also add the Google, which this is the typical Gmail, you know, the most common login lately in most of the applications. And we will click on save because we will use it when we develop our Tinder. We will put this system of login also. There, I have two, email and Google. For now, we will carry on with this. There are more providers, but these are the two providers that we will need for our example. Okay, next service that we need to enable, Firestore database. This is the database that we will use for the to store the data, the users, emails, the chats, whatever. And we have to click on create database. Okay, and click here next. And here you have to select in which servers you want to store all of this. Check on all the regions. Okay, if you want to, here they tell you the city. So choose the region that will be closer to your clients or users. Okay, if you develop an application that the usage will be the United States, so choose one of the servers of the United States. In my case, I will choose Europe, and yeah, I'll go with this, with Europe. And we click on enable. Once this takes less than a minute, okay, should take less than, it's quick, so less than a minute. And this is the database, okay? Let me first finish all the services, all the enabling of the services, and then we will go to this one because it's the one that we're going to use more. So next one, it's storage. We click on storage, and this is the service that will be used to store pictures, videos, audios, files, PDFs, okay? Something that is not just data. So we click on get started. Next. And now by default, we'll select the same server that we selected before. Okay, it's attached. Once we select the location, it's going to be this location. We cannot change it. We click in done. So if you made it wrong, I recommend you, if you are in this moment, to delete the whole project and create a new project in a different location, the location that is more accurate to you. It's not a big deal because at the end of the day, the worst that can happen is that you get some latency of 200, 300 milliseconds. But if we haven't done anything and you did a small mistake, I recommend you to go back and create a new project. Okay, here's where we will store the files, folders, and everything. And let me see, because we will also use functions, but these ones are this we will see later when we are in the section of the backend. And there is another service which is the hosting. Okay, the hosting. That this is used to host sites, but since we will make an APK, we might not use it. But just in case, we will also enable it. Okay, we click in get started. No, forget about it. We will not use this service. Okay, see you in the next video. We will explore each one of them in more detail.